Hi everyone, welcome to this month's new craft along video. We're going to be learning the skill of crochet. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to read the different pictures on your yarn that when you're picking that up, how to pick up your yarn and choose all that, your hooks, and anything else that you may need. If you hear a sound, that's my washer, and I'm sorry. We have to do laundry. So I apologize if there's a sound in this video. Hopefully you don't hear it because I can hear it. It's very loud right now. So let's get started for choosing your yarn. So you go to the store, you pick up the yarn that you like, and you'll see all sorts of little pictures on your yarn. I don't know if you can see it, but you know, it'll be on this paper here that's over your yarn. You'll see all sorts of little pictures. So I'm going to teach you how to decipher that in order to make your yarn choice. The first one is going to be the weight of your yarn, and you'll see it'll either say light, medium, bulky, super bulky, and then there'll be a number under it. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of those numbers, such as this one is a medium weight yarn, and it says medium on it, and then it has a 4, and this is usually going to be your first picture when you're reading across. And then the next is going to be either your crochet hook, or this one shows knitting needles. So if you're knitting, this tells you what size knitting needles you need and how to do your gauge in that. So you can skip that part for now. We'll be doing a knitting craft along at some point here. So next I'm going to my little crochet hook, and it says 5M H8 US. So this is just, you know, in the US, and this is telling me I want to look for either a 5.0 millimeter hook, or how they do it in the US is by letters. So this one says H. So I'll look for a hook that says H on it to help me to use that with the right yarn. The rest of this is just your regular washing details. And this says you want to wash it in cool. You don't want to iron. Oh no, I don't know what that one is. I know that one's the dryer, and you don't want to iron it. But that's your regular pictures that you're going to have on any of your regular clothing that you have anyways. So you look at those. Then you want to make sure when you are picking up your yarn that you look at how much is available in what's called a skein of yarn. That's what this is called. And this one is 7 ounces, and it tells me 366 yards. So when you're choosing a project, see how much yarn you need and make sure that you pick up enough. So you want to look for that. Hi, Lessie. Well, he's saying hi. Like I said, he'll hop in the videos every once in a while. And then when you're picking up your yarn, you want to try to pick up either yarn that says no dye lot, or you want to pick up yarn that the dye lot numbers match. The dye lot is when they are dyeing the yarn, is what, I guess, okay, it's kind of self-explanatory, but it's that lot that they put all that yarn through. Because your colors will kind of change from lot to lot. So on here, this doesn't have a dye lot, and it says no dye lot. But say I've got, you'll look down in this little white section here, and you'll see it'll say dye lot, and say the number is 9918. So I would want to find other skeins of yarn that say 9918 to match that color. It depends on what project you're doing. Sometimes you can get away with using different dye lot numbers. But if you want a nice consistent look in your project, you want to either go with no dye lot, which the Caron Simply Soft yarn doesn't have any dye lot, and I tend to stick with those. Or you just get enough yarn in that dye lot. So, hi buddy. Isn't he cute? So that's your yarn. And I mean, there's the different kinds of yarn. There's the medium that I was telling you about. And then the next step up from that is your bulky, and that's going to be bigger, thicker yarn. and then super bulky, which is even bigger and even thicker. And they require different size hooks. Like this one is saying a P, whereas this one was an H. And so as you can see, I don't know my H one. Oh, there it is. P and H, so very different in your sizes. So your bigger yarn requires a bigger hook, smaller yarn, smaller hook. So on your hooks, you'll see in the flat part on them, it'll say the letter and then slash whatever the millimeters of that hook is. And the millimeters is just the thickness of it when you're working with the yarn. So the one that says H, I would look in the middle here. And you know, I would look and I'd see H and then 5 millimeters. Or, let's see what's, I've got these things on here and they're like impossible to get off. There we go. Or, you know, this one's a J and this is a 6 millimeter. So I just want to get the coinciding hook with my yarn. So you have your hooks, and then something else you are going to want is scissors, which I'm sure you have lying around the house somewhere. And then also a yarn needle. These are bigger. They have a bigger hole at the top here, so you can fit yarn through it, because in a regular size needle you won't be able to get your yarn through that hole. And they're also not sharp, and they bend, so you can weave your yarn into your project when you're finished. And then if you're like me and you're going to have to stop your project and you can't finish it all in one sitting, you're going to want something to keep your yarn from being pulled out. I like to use stitch markers, and it's just a little plastic thing that opens up. You stick your yarn in and you close it, and that holds your spot for you. I've heard of people using other yarn to do that, and also safety pins. So you don't have to go out and buy the stitch markers if you've got those lying around the house. As you can see, I've got a kitty cat. I can't have any safety pins, and even yarn sometimes is a little iffy to keep my spot. So I've just got this little box from one of the craft stores, any craft store, and I think even Walmart has this, has your stitch markers. And your yarn you can find at a craft store, and I think Target and Walmart both carry yarn. I'm not sure about Target, actually. I just know what my store has, so you know, call around, ask around, and you can even find yarn at a specialty yarn store. But to start your project, I would say go out and get a medium weight yarn, something that is either a solid color or what's called variegated, where you see the different colors in it, where it'll change from one color to the next on that strand of yarn. I would say go with that for our first project, and an H size hook, and get your yarn needles and some stitch markers if you need them, and then we will go over how to do the foundation chain in the next video. So I hope that you guys have a good time choosing your yarn. It is loads of fun because there is so much out there. So go ahead, get your yarn, and we'll start crafting. So have fun, and I will see you back here next week. And oh, and happy crafting! And from Lissy's, let's see if he says bye-bye.